scrolling through tragedy. You feel their pain instantly. Why? Your brain is wired for empathy, a biological reflex that makes strangers' suffering feel personal. This neurological mechanism explains the inexplicable power of viral emotional content that spreads across the internet so rapidly. We experience a paradox where online performance of tears clashes sharply with genuine emotional resonance in the digital space. Behind this performance lies the primal need for external validation in an age defined by infinite scrolling and constant comparison. The constant need for external validation drives us to seek out narratives where our own feelings are reflected and amplified. This pursuit of validation creates an addictive cycle where emotional rewards are delivered by the algorithm's relentless feed. The algorithm exploits this vulnerability by engineering feeds that maximize distress and ensure continuous emotional retention. We are constantly feeding the system with curated sorrow, turning genuine feeling into a measurable commodity for engagement metrics. The resulting feedback loop forces individuals into a pattern of passive consumption, trading genuine connection for fleeting emotional hits. This dark mechanism highlights how easily collective suffering can be weaponized into a tool for digital engagement and profit. Understanding this primal need is the first step toward reclaiming emotional sovereignty from manipulative digital forces. We must learn to build an internal filter to distinguish genuine compassion from the manufactured sorrow presented by the platforms. Reclaiming emotional sovereignty means shifting from passive consumption to actively seeking meaningful and authentic human connection. Ancient tribes relied on collective grief to forge unbreakable bonds and ensure group survival in harsh environments. When communal mourning became ritualized, shared sorrow acted as a powerful mechanism for emotional contagion across the entire group. These public displays of vulnerability were not just expressions of sadness, but potent signals that solidified social hierarchies and group identity. The act of weeping, when performed publicly by a tribe, served as an essential ritual for reinforcing the collective narrative of belonging. This forgotten link suggests that ritualistic weeping was an ancient method for cementing the psychological ties that held societies together tightly. Historians now examine how these early forms of emotional contagion influenced the development of complex social structures and tribal dynamics. Public displays of vulnerability in these historical contexts held immense psychological weight for establishing status within the community structure. Early storytelling methods utilized shared emotional experiences to embed crucial social lessons deep within the collective memory of the group. Analyzing these early narratives reveals how group cohesion was not merely instinctual, but actively constructed through shared, amplified emotional experiences. The ritualistic weeping provided a tangible anchor for intangible social bonds, transforming abstract feelings into concrete, shared communal realities. This ancient practice demonstrates a profound link between physical emotional release and the establishment of enduring social contracts among people. We upload videos like this every day. Subscribe so you don't miss out. Television. The mechanism shows that collective suffering was intentionally harnessed to amplify emotional feedback loops necessary for tribal unity and cooperation. These foundational principles of emotional contagion laid the groundwork for how human groups learn to manage and interpret intense feelings collectively. Your brain is a master of deception, tricks you into feeling pain that isn't yours. This is the dark psychology of viral tears. The limbic system is the emotional core, processes fear and sadness in milliseconds. This bypasses your rational mind completely. When you see a crying face, your amygdala activates instantly. It screams danger, even if the threat is digital. Your body reacts before you think. This is the amygdala hijack. It overrides logic with raw emotion. You feel compelled to watch, to share, to comment. Mirror neurons fire when you observe someone in pain. Your brain simulates their suffering. You literally feel a fraction of their distress. This forced empathy evolved for survival. It helped tribes bond and protect each other. Now, it's exploited by algorithms. Dopamine loops create addiction. Each emotional video gives a small hit of pleasure or relief. You scroll for the next fix. The cycle is simple: trigger, reward, repeat. Your brain craves the emotional roller coaster. It's no different from a gambling addiction. Fear and sadness are the most effective hooks. They activate the stress hormone cortisol. This makes you more alert and vulnerable. Once cortisol spikes, your prefrontal cortex shuts down. You lose the ability to think critically. You become a passive consumer. The platform's algorithm learns what makes you stop scrolling, feeds you more of the same. You are trapped in a loop of manufactured empathy. Your brain cannot distinguish between real and digital pain. The same neural pathways activate. You grieve for strangers as if they were family. This hijacking is not accidental. It is engineered. Every tear, every sob is a tool to keep you engaged. Your empathy is the product. The ultimate irony. You feel more for a stranger on screen than for your own neighbor. The brain's wiring has been weaponized. Understanding this mechanism is the first step to reclaiming control. Your brain can be trained to resist, but first you must see the strings. Your tears are worth money. Every time you cry watching a viral video, platforms earn advertising revenue. Algorithms are designed to detect emotional triggers. They prioritize content that makes you sad, angry, or anxious. Why sadness? Because negative emotions keep you glued to the screen longer than positive ones. This is called the negativity bias. Your brain evolved to pay more attention to threats than rewards. Platforms exploit this. They feed you a steady stream of curated sorrow to maximize your time on site. But there is a darker layer. Some creators manufacture authenticity for profit. They fake tears for views. When empathy becomes a performance, it loses its meaning. You become a pawn in a psychological game. The feedback loop is vicious. You consume sorrow, feel empty, scroll more, and the cycle repeats. Studies show that prolonged exposure to curated sadness increases symptoms of depression and anxiety. Yet platforms have no incentive to stop. Engagement is their currency, and your pain is their gold mine. AI changes everything fast. Instead of falling behind trends, you can steal fresh AI business ideas at Horizon Radar. The link is in the description. Protect your mind. Choose what you consume wisely. You are not a puppet. But every tear you shed online is a string pulled by unseen hands. The first step to freedom is realizing the strings exist. Emotional sovereignty is not a luxury. It is a survival skill in the age of algorithmic grief. You must reclaim the throne of your own heart. Boundaries are not walls. They are gates. You decide what enters your soul. The algorithm cannot cross a gate you refuse to open. Selective empathy is a superpower. You can feel for others without drowning in their pain. Compassion without consumption is the goal. Imagine a filter for your mind. It sifts out manipulation and lets genuine connection through. This filter is built with awareness and practice. Cognitive resilience is like a muscle. Every time you pause before reacting, you strengthen it. The algorithm feeds on impulse. Starve it. You can train your brain to spot emotional triggers. That sad video? It is designed to hijack your amygdala. Recognize the pattern. Break the loop. The ultimate payoff is not numbness. It is depth. When you stop being a passive consumer, you can truly connect. One person at a time. Ask yourself, am I watching this to feel something real, or to escape my own life? Honesty is the first filter. Use it every time you scroll. The algorithm wants your tears, but you can give it your attention instead. Attention is the currency of the digital age. Spend it wisely. You can still care, deeply, but care on your terms. Set a timer for empathy. Give yourself permission to look away. That is strength. Build a ritual of digital detox. 10 minutes of silence a day rewires your brain. The noise fades. Your inner voice grows louder. When you feel the urge to share a tear-jerking video, pause. Ask, who benefits? Often it is not the sufferer. It is the platform. You are not cold for looking away. You are conserving energy for battles that matter. Real change happens offline. In your community. In your hands. The final defense is love. Not the algorithm's version. Real love. It requires presence. Not performance. Choose it. every day, every scroll. Hi there. If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. Smiling face with smiling eyes, don't miss out. Subscribe today for exclusive content tomorrow. Wrapped gift.